Hey everybody, so I wanted to share with you an exchange, if you could call it that, which I had last night in Portland, where a protest was held for the 55th consecutive night. And sure enough, the mayor, Ted Wheeler, showed up to the protests. First, he took some questions in this kind of ad hoc group and was jeered and chanted at and insulted. Then he was able to address the crowd with the microphone and seemed to improve the sentiment toward him somewhat. There's a video also on my channel that I took of a portion of that. But then afterwards, it became clear that the assembled crowd was not too keen on listening to him speak any further. So he went around and just sort of mingled and took questions from people, many of whom were agitated and hostile. But yeah, it does have to be observed that he spent quite a long time taking questions. And then later on, he actually subjected himself to tear gassing. So he got tear gassed, as did I, by the federal troops stationed at the courthouse in downtown Portland. But what I'm sharing with you here is an example of what happens when you do really anything that might not be in 100% alignment with what the wishes of these sorts of protesters are. Ted Wheeler was going around, as I said, taking questions. And when he approached me, he didn't approach me, but we were in close proximity to one another, so I decided to ask him a question about the pandemic, which, as you may have heard, is still very much underway and worsening in many parts of the country, including Oregon, where it's not getting to Texas or Florida type levels, but still rates are increasing of infections. And you could hear the governor of Oregon, Kate Brown, talking about this at a press conference only just yesterday. So it was on my mind. And I simply wanted to ask Ted Wheeler if he thought that mass protest gatherings at which social distancing is impossible are advisable during a pandemic, especially in locations where the rates of infection are increasing substantially. Because he was a participant in this protest. You might even call him a rioter because he was rioted or he was hit with tear gas upon the federal authorities there determining that there were riot-like conditions. And in fact, shortly after Wheeler finally left, the Portland Police Bureau went around and declared that a riot was underway and ordered the dispersal of protesters or rioters. So anyway, I thought that was a pretty reasonable question to ask the mayor of a city, since he was going around making himself available for inquiries. And as you can tell, the people in the surrounding area did not share the same views. So I just want to give you a little taste of that here. One point of clarification, you'll hear me at one point saying, wow, are these people silencing me? And I'm saying that because I get accused of silencing protesters somehow. And yet, there were two protesters who had kind of confronted me and were standing directly in my face and obstructing my ability to walk. And they had full gas masks on. Of course, they were both white. And so I was kind of using them as a counterexample, asking, were they silencing me, given the accusation that I was silencing anybody? Because I hadn't prevented anybody's free pathway. I hadn't done anything really that out of the ordinary except ask a question of a public official. So anyway, here is that exchange.
Thank you, Ted. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Mayor, do you think that mass gatherings like this are advisable during the pandemic, especially as cases are spiking in Oregon?
What I want to know is why you think it's more important to talk about a pandemic than it is about Black Lives.
I think I'm entitled to ask him my question, and you can ask him whatever question you'd like to ask. But
the most important thing right now is the Black Lives Matter.
I actually think a pandemic is...
do you want to hear?
Sorry, go ahead, sir.
Is the movement. This is a very important movement.
Black person to shut up. That's very disrespectful.
What?
He just told the black person to shut up.
That's right, I did, because you interrupted me.
That's very disrespectful.
I didn't tell you to shut up.
No,
I did.
she interrupted me as I was trying to hear your response.
He told the black people have.
Oh, I thought you said I did. I was like,
She interrupted as I was listening to the man.
The black people have the priority. It's their movement. It's our
That's your opinion.
So the short answer is no.
It's our
You're
movement,
here
baby.
for the Black Lives Movement as well. So I just want to know why you're letting somebody take away the focus of the Black Lives Movement when we have been dying for over 400 years.
We're in the midst of a pandemic.
Oppression, suppression, and straight up just murder all together. And you're going to sit here and you're going to worry about a pandemic that has literally...
Yeah, I am worried about the pandemic. You're not?
You can worry about that any other day. I shouldn't have to worry about walking down the street and fucking getting shot rather than coughing and dying.
Okay, that's fine.
We can have fucking vaccines for that. There's no vaccine for racism except for change.
Okay.
So I want to know why you are sitting here letting him take away from helping us.
I'm not taking away anything. I'm asking him a question. No, I'm not. I'm asking him a question.
Is if the federal government would get these troops out of the city, we wouldn't have all these thousands of people here potentially being.
But I'm asking you in general.
Why did you let them in the first place?
I'm talking to hundreds of people. You're right.
But I'm asking you in general, is it advisable to mass gather during a pandemic or not?
What do you think?
Good question. Thank you.
Thank you.
So are you saying that the pandemic is not the priority?
No, I am saying right now, life is the priority.
And you can see it's not the priority. You got a Black Lives Matter movement, not a pandemic movement. Yep. You want to worry about
But the pandemic exists whether you want it or
And if
not.
you're worried about the pandemic, then you shouldn't be out here. Think about that much rather than being out here with these people. You're out here.
Go ahead. Go on. Go ahead. Go on. Go ahead. Go on. Go on. Go on. You disrespected me. You disrespected me.
nothing to you,
Yes,
sir.
you did. You
I did
interrupted me.
nothing to you.
You screamed and interrupted me as I was asking a question.
I said that it is
Did you interrupt me or
improper.
not? Did you interrupt me or not?
Are you really going
Did
to
you
sit here
interrupt
and
me or
fucking
not?
scream at a black woman? Are you
She
really going to
interrupted
fucking
me.
do
I
that?
didn't listen
Back
to
the
anything you
fuck
said.
up.
You back the fuck up.
You back the fuck up. You back the fuck up.
You back the
You
fuck
back
up.
the fuck up.
It's not your fight. It is not your fight.
What
You
is
are
not my
not
fight?
going to yell at a black woman.
I-
You are not going to yell at a black woman or any person of color
I
because
didn't
it's not
seek
your
her out.
movement. It's not your movement. It is
I
the
didn't
black
seek-
people's movement.
I didn't seek
They
her
get
out
the
to yell at her.
priority.
She yelled at
They
me
get
and
the
interrupted
priority.
me.
So stop.
She doesn't have a priority.
Came to a Black Lives Matter, so we're here.
It's
so you
our
I'm
priority.
here too. Everybody's here. Everybody's a citizen.
You came to us.
But right
uninterrupted
now.
Our movement. This is not about a pandemic.
This movement-
This is
It's not
about
about
Black
you.
Lives
It's not about a
Matter.
pandemic, so we can just choose to ignore a
is not about
pandemic.
a pandemic.
Does the
Matter.
does the does the virus kill?
the fuck away.
You go the fuck away. You go the fuck away. You go the fuck away.
No.
You go the fuck
No.
away.
Back
Get out of my
up.
fucking face.
Back the
Get out of
fuck
my
up.
fucking face.
Back the fuck
I'm
up.
standing here.
Back
You
up.
back up the fuck away
Listen.
from me.
Obviously,
You care about the virus, right?
That's it.
Okay.
Obviously, he's an idiot.
I'm an idiot for caring about a pandemic. It's idiotic to care about a pandemic. What's the problem now?
Obviously.
Get out of here.
Obviously fucking racism.
I can stand here if I fucking want.
Okay, it's called fucking racism.
What is?
But it's like racism takes
This
away
shit
from
that you're fucking pulling right now.
I'm committing
fucking
racism.
The caucasity you have. The caucasity.
What does caucasity mean? Sir.
Don't waste your breath. Just go do whatever. You can stay here.
I'll stay right here. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to do. I want to stay right here. I want to stay right here. That's what I want to do.
All right, then just leave him alone. You
actually know on the virus? I'm not debating the virus statistics with you.
No, you don't want to talk about it after you were making a big
I'm
deal
pathetic.
about it? Yeah,
I'm pathetic.
Yes.
Did I cause a pandemic?
We are royalty.
That's not the point, baby.
What's the point? You tell me what the point
You
is.
caused the pandemic.
What's the
What
pandemic?
you're saying right now is pathetic.
How so? Explain.
You are silencing people of color.
How did I silence anyone?
They have the
I'm not
priority.
preventing you
We
from
have the
speaking.
fucking priority. If somebody is speaking to somebody else and asking questions,
what does it mean to silence
it's not
someone?
your fight. It
What
is
does it
not
mean
your
to?
fight.
I'm not
fucking black people
I'm not
are fucking
because I fucking
priority.
feel like it. Do you have a problem with that?
Period.
Because I choose to. That's why.
Dumbass.
You're foul. I'm foul?
Color, bitch.
Foul.
I'm a white
Gross
supremacist.
as fuck. Look at your color, and you're taking away from a Black Lives Matter.
How did I take away?
You told her to shut up.
I'm not. She screamed at me as I was asking a question.
Baby, it's not your fight. She is the priority because she is a person of fucking color. You gotta understand, you're an ally.
I'm permitted. I'm permitted to ask a question of the mayor at a public event. You can't just claim that you have a priority.
It doesn't matter about the media. The point is that we get
I didn't mention
justice.
the media.
It doesn't matter about what you're trying to fucking record everything.
I was recording my conversation with the mayor and then she interrupted.
Your fucking voice.
I didn't silence your
Yes, you
voice.
did. You said shut up. You said
So did I
shut up
physically
to her.
prevent her from speaking?
You got all up in her face.
So you silenced me as I was trying to have an exchange with the mayor. So you admit that you silenced me. You admit that you silenced me.
Any white person getting in the way of Black Lives Matter.
I didn't get in the way of anything. You guys can have all the fun that you want.
Any person of color, I will silence
Am
you.
I being silenced by these people who are standing in my face right now?
For 420
I'm not going to
years.
stop talking.
You are
No.
not listening to me.
No, I will speak if I choose to speak. No, you don't have the authority to tell me what I need to do. It's not about authority. You don't have the prerogative, and I don't need to listen to you.
The fact that you're fighting with us right now.
Okay,
It's time to walk away, dude.
I'm not going to walk away.
The fact that you're
In the
fighting
road,
with
how
us right
so?
now.
Explain to me rationally how I'm in the
If
road.
you care,
And white people aren't supposed to be talking right now.
Yeah,
They're
you're
telling
talking
you to
right
step
now.
the fuck away.
You're talking
listen
right
to
now.
me then.
Okay, I'm
If you
listening to you.
care,
Go ahead.
If you care,
Can you calm down
if
and
you
just
fucking
explain
care,
rationally? I'm listening.
No, don't tell me to calm down. I'm angry.
Okay,
I'm
go ahead.
angry.
Go ahead. Explain to me
If
how
you
I'm
cared,
wrong.
you would not be fighting with us right now. You'd
I'm
just
not
be like,
fighting.
okay. Yes, you are. You are.
I-
You told my friend to shut up when she was trying to ask Ted a fucking question.
Ted was
You were not the
responding to my
priority.
question.
You were not the priority. I'm sorry. The last time I checked, he was definitely talking to me, and then he started to talk to her.
No.
You started
Ted
to interrupt.
He began to answer my question. She didn't like that it was about a pandemic, and she screamed and interrupted me. That's what happened. You can deny it all you want. I have it on audio.
You were not worth my time.
I will use my voice if I so choose, and then you can use your voice however you see fit, okay? We all have our voices. And are my voices being silenced by these guys who keep cornering me? I mean, what is the deal with that?
Humble yourself.
What is your name?
What the fuck is your name?
Mike.
Get the fuck out of here, dude.
No.
one wants to hear your bullshit.
What's your name?
You're at a fucking Black Lives Matter fucking rally. Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, and you had the mayor here, and I was asking him a question about a pandemic.
Something? Get the fuck out of here,
Get the
dude.
fuck out of here. Everybody's got a right to be here. You get the fuck out of here.
Can we get some fucking help getting this fucker out of here, please?
White people have no jurisdiction over anybody else.
I'm not claiming jurisdiction over anybody.
Why are we on our own? Why are we on our own getting this fucker
She
out
told
of
me
here?
to get the fuck out. Does she have jurisdiction over me? She's a white person who claims she has jurisdiction over me.
You're causing fucking problems.
I'm not causing problems.
At this point, everybody's seen your face. Everybody's seen your face.
My name is Mike.
It's dangerous for you to fucking be
Do you
here.
know?
I'm causing danger by being here. I didn't silence any voices, bro.
Mike,
Just chill. Like,
do you think that what's happening right
I don't
now?
want to take a walk.
But do you think that you're helping right now, like your situation or this? Do you think that you're helping?
I wasn't trying to help or detract. All I did was ask the mayor a question. Somebody started screaming and interrupting me, and then I was surrounded by people who were claiming that I was silencing their voices, which is not true. People can exercise their voices however vigorously as they wish.
Sometimes it's okay to not make something be about us.
I'm not making anything about me.
You are
Who's
right
us?
Right now.
Who's us?
Okay, like sometimes
What do you mean us?
white people.
Okay, I don't think of myself as in a collective white identity. I know you might, but I don't. I'm not a racial collectivist. I think that's a little
I'm
bit
just saying
dangerous.
right now in this moment, we can just respect.
Sorry?
That's your privilege to feel that way. Listen,
It's my privilege to feel that way.
Why are you at this place?
It's your
Why are you here?
Because I want
if you
to
don't
ask.
see color,
Because I
then
wanted
why
to
the
ask-
fuck are you here?
I didn't say I don't see color.
Then get the fuck out of here. You're
didn't
like,
say I don't see
I
color.
don't see privilege.
No,
What
no,
do you
that's
mean?
not what I said.
I'm just a person.
That's not what I said.
Get
I
the
don't.
fuck out.
I don't view
Get
myself.
the fuck out.
No, you get the fuck
You
out.
get the fuck
Get
out.
the fuck out.
Mike, okay.
So is this guy silencing my voice?
Yes. Shut the fuck up.
So you're silencing my voice?
Yes. Shut up.
All right, fine.
I think this isn't helping this moment, right? And like, I think that it's important to recognize that everyone here is here for the Black Lives Matter movement.
Okay.
And it's not about. Like, if you want to ask Todd Wheeler a question about
And
the pandemic,
my asking the mayor a question about the pandemic doesn't diminish anybody's ability
but
to
you can email
do what they
the mayor,
wish in
you
terms
can
of
call
advocacy.
the mayor, you can talk to him at any point that you want.
Well, this is still a public event where everybody's
Totally.
entitled to ask the mayor a question if they want.
And
he made himself available to anybody who was here.
He actually wanted to make himself available to the Black community. Right? Come on.
He came to field questions from the public. I had a question in relation to a pandemic. Sorry, what?
Moved on this way to be safe. Tear gas is coming.
No, where's tear gas coming?
From over there. It's empty, not feeling in your throat.
Let's just walk this way and keep talking.
Yep. Come on.
Okay, fine. At all.
Yes, you have, man.
And I
The fact
promise
that you do not acknowledge
I
that
promise
is
you I
a
will
fucking
not have-
problem.
What's that?
It's a problem that you do not acknowledge that. You're playing the line. Not okay.
I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time hearing what you're saying. The point is, I'm not going to agitate. I'm simply trying to walk, and you're obstructing my path. Can you please move?
Walk that way.
No, I'm choosing to walk
Walk
that way.
that way.
You can't. You don't have the authority to direct me which way I can walk. You simply don't. So I'm going to walk this way. Please move so I can walk. Will you not? Will you obstruct my walking or not? Thank you. Why are you obstructing my path?
Because you gotta get the fuck out of here, man. You're not welcome.
You don't have any kind of authority to tell me if I'm welcome or not. It's a public event.
All the people that just told you to get the fuck out of here want you to get the fuck out of
They
here.
have the authority.
No, you, on the basis of what? Who vested you with the authority? Have you been elected to something?
Them. They don't want you
Have you
here.
been elected to something? Do you have some kind of legal rank
People
behind you?
of color, whoever you were yelling at, wanted you to fucking leave.
I was not yelling at them. It's not like
Oh my
I
God,
just.
is he fucking stupid or what?
You're making it seem like I just instigated a yelling interaction. Do you want? Should I explain the chronology of what happened again to you? Or are you even gonna bother listening? So you saw that I asked the mayor a question. I was interrupted, and then it just escalated from there. Is that right or wrong?
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Are you going to listen as well? Are you open to the
I've been open to listening this entire time.
Are you
Yes.
open
I'll
to
listen
the
to you.
argument?
I'll listen to her.
Who you're already not listening. Are you open to the argument that people are saying your question was inappropriate because this movement was not about? That is a premise that doesn't concern this movement at all.
I'm open to others thinking that it wasn't pertinent to their concerns, but no, that it was inappropriate. I think asking the mayor about a pandemic
But do you
that is
realize
spiking
that
in the
we
state of
all
Oregon
showed
is
up
legitimate?
to this for a completely different reason than the pandemic?
That's perfectly fine. Why does that prevent
Because
me from
a
asking a
black
question
woman
related
is trying to make the argument that they have been neglected for the entire history of
She
this
can
country.
make that. I'm not
and we
preventing
all
her from making.
came out to support
But
that argument.
But I'm not impeding her ability to
You
make that
are.
argument.
They just made the argument that you did exactly that.
If the argument is that by my asking the mayor a question, I impeded her or anybody else's ability to make whatever kind of statement they want, then no, I reject that. I'm
So
open to hearing what you're saying, but that doesn't mean I have to
phrase like
accept it.
co-opting a platform doesn't resonate with you?
It wasn't. There was no platform to co-op. We were on a public space.
This is
with the mayor walking
this
around.
is the definition of a platform. We all came here. We all disagree on certain levels, but we came out here for a basic premise that black people should lead the conversation. We should listen and support their claim. That's why almost everybody is out here. And you seem to be the only person I've talked to tonight who isn't. That's why people are saying like.
But I haven't done nothing. Nothing I've done tonight would be suggestive of that. Aside from the fact that I simply asked the mayor a question.
It sounds like you told a black woman to shut up.
when she started screaming at me and preventing my ability to hear what the mayor was saying.
Don't matter.
Okay, the
We
circumstances
tell
don't
black
matter.
people to shut up all the time. Now is a very specific time and place where we don't do that. That's the point.
Okay, I understand what you're saying. I don't know what is I'd like to just be on my way and not have people obstruct my path.
But if you're going to make a scene, people are going to call you on it.
I'm not making a
That's
scene.
exactly what you did a second ago. Now we're talking. But I'm just saying, if you're going to do that, people are going to call you on it.
But the fallacy is
I'm
you
just
saying I made a scene. All I was doing was
ask you about it. So
That's
enjoy
fine.
the rest of your night.
All right.
Do your thing, man. You're
guys
going to
have a good
get
night.
called out.
That's fine.
Well, look at me too. I'm like, hey, you guys roll it.